What is up guys, Zach here from the Chaos Galaxy, and today I'm going to be doing another tier list video for the game. And today we're going to be going through every really rare card I've made for the game so far. There's 28 in total, which is a lot. And really rares, you can pull one in every other booster pack. So that's one in every 36 cards really, so they're quite hard to get. There's about 5 per set and one at the start of every starter deck. So I'm going to go through them in time order, starting with set 1. Ending up at set 4. I'm not going to go through reprint sets like Legends of the Cosmos or Creators of Chaos because that would get a bit too chaotic. There'd just be too many really rares to go through. I'm going to go off 3 categories with my ranking of these. So the first one is artwork, how happy I am with the artwork. Really rare cards should be like impressive, powerful looking cards. Card number 2 is how well the card performs. So if it's good in the competitive scene. I think with really rare cards they should be good and like usable cards, definitely. No one wants to pull a rare card that is just bad, but I don't want things to be too overpowered too, so I'll take that into account. And third is your guys' feedback to the game. Such an important part of this game is whether you like cards or not. If I get comments saying like, oh I love this card or it does really well in the lore, I'm going to take that into account too. So without further ado, I'll get started. I've done a few of these before. Obviously F tier is bad. Pretty much like I hate the card. S tier is amazing. Anything C and above I like. I'll get started with the first really rare card ever made for the game. Why is he over there? It's the boy, Humungous Ancient Rockman. He's got to be high up. I love his artwork. It's that perfect combination of not too complicated but powerful looking as well. He's a pretty powerful card too. Especially because he was made in set 1. He was really widely used back then. Not so much now. A fantastic card. You guys love him. One of the main characters in the lore. Think he's got to go straight into A tier. Right. Moving on with set 1. Tonexx, card number 2. Not the strongest card. I do like its ability. And again, back when it was made in set 1, very few creatures had abilities. I do like his artwork. He's quite weird looking, but I do like his artwork. Although overall, I think if you were to open a pack of set 1 and pull him as a really rare card, you wouldn't be super happy. Although I do like Tonexx, I'm going to put him into... I think C tier. We've got to be harsh on these early cards. Don't want to end up with everything in like A and S. Next up, Divine Doom. Another Sindian related card. I'm going to be honest, I'm not massive on this card. In battle, the artwork's kind of meh for a really rare. If it was a common, it'd be a cool artwork. The card's not great in battles. I use Sindian a lot, and you'd think at first glance, kill a Sindian creature in your hand to kill all your opponent's creatures is great, but it's not that practical really. So I'm gonna put Divine Doom. Do we put it in C? Into C tier, alongside Tonexx. They have synergy with each other. They can go in the same group. Card number 4. Parallel Universe, probably the hardest card to rank on this list. It could be A tier, it could be F tier. The artwork's meh. I didn't really know how to use Photoshop. If I zoom in, you can see like the weird white outlines on everything. It's a strange card. You can't really use it in a real game. It's like a joke card, which kind of makes me like it, but I kind of think it's got to go in F tier. It's just a useless card, really. If I was to open a pack looking to build a good deck and I got a Parallel Universe, I'd be disappointed. It'd have to go F tier. Then Phantom Matter, the final card, the final really rare in set 1. I love this card. I like the artwork. I love the ruling of it. You can obviously read the ability here, but it lets you bring back one of your opponent's killed creatures. So I don't think it's too overpowered. It's currently limited to 1 on the ban list, although I don't think it's too overpowered. It can win games on its own, but I love this card. It's been a strong card since the game started. The artwork's cool. It's pretty scary. A lot of people talk about it. I think it's got to go straight to S tier. First S tier card. So now we've done all 5 really rares in set 1. That brings us to the first wave of starter decks. Starter deck 1 was with the Zettorays, and their cover card was Zettoray Mantalossus. One of my favourite archetypes in the game, one of my favourite boss creatures in the game. I love the artwork. They play a really cool part in the lore. You guys really like the Zettorays. I'm going to place that right next to Humungous Ancient Rockman in A tier. Next up, the second starter deck was the Sheosian Lava creatures. Sheosian Lava Behemoth was their boss, and a really fantastic card. One of my favourite artworks in the entire game, actually. And it's a really strong creature that's used today, not just in Sheosian Lava decks, but just in like a lot of good decks in general. It's a fantastic card. I can't really floor it. Good stats as well, but not too overpowered because it can kill itself through its own ability, and its health's pretty weak. I'm going to put that in S tier. I think it's fully deserving of it. And I'm trying not to give away too many S tiers either, but I do think these are worthy. And that's the first starter decks, which brings us to set 2. First really round set 2 is Elite Drangel. I've got a bit of a soft spot for Elite Drangel. Plays a cool part in the lore. It's got quite a lot of limitations on it though. The fact that you need a regular Drangel to play it makes it not that great. I think I'm going to put it in C tier. C tier is just becoming like the Sindian tier. Do I want to put that in C? Maybe D. I think I'll put it in D tier. I think I'm being biased putting it in C because I've used the card in tournaments personally. Next up, Aubade Commander. A really cool card. I love the artwork for this, and for only 7 stars getting 5 points with a 460 attack is really great. 4 attacks from him and you've won the game. Low health brings him down a bit, but overall a really great card. Whenever I open up a set 2 pack or see someone else do it and pull an Aubade Commander, it's always a happy day. So I'm going to put him in B tier. One thing in every tier now. I'm not trying to keep this even, I'm not trying to let the even distribution amongst the tiers influence my opinion. So moving on to Inffiknight. One of my favourite artworks. When it was released in set 2, it was amazing. It was like the first boss creature for an archetype in a set. People loved the artwork. I remember people going nuts for Inffiknight at the time, including me. I love this card. Kind of a bit weaker in the game now, but although it's still one of my favourite boss cards, I'm going to put him in A tier. The next card we have is Supernova. I really like the artwork for this card. I think I did a really good job. Drawing a star exploding is quite a difficult thing to do if you just sit there and think about it. And I think I did it well. I like the ability of this card. Kill a creature which has no special ability. And when this was released in set 2, that was a really strong ability at the time. Cards like Humungous Ancient Rockman, Aubade Commander, and Omnius the Planet Abomination were some of the strongest in the game, and this was a great way to get past them. Doesn't see too much play now, but I think a really fun card. Simple, strong, good artwork, all round pretty solid, and earns it a spot in B tier. The next one, Beast of the Black Hole. I think this has got to be S tier. I love the artwork. It leaves so much mystery. I get a lot of fan arts for this artwork too, of people speculating what the beast is inside the hole. I love that it has that bit of mystery. A super strong card as well. Always seen playing in the competitive scene since it came out, and every deck should be using it. It's got to go in S tier. So that's everything for set 2. We're going to go on to the second wave of starter decks now, starting with the Mysteries of Gaios boss creature, which is Uuram, King of the Night Jungle. I've said this before, I really like the Night Jungle cards as an archetype, but I think the card that lets them down is this one. The ability is slightly too complicated. I think I put too much colour in the artwork, I overcomplicated things, and it resulted in not the most amazing looking or performing card. So I'm going to put him down in D tier, although that's not a reflection of the rest of the Night Jungle cards. Next up, Bezerk Boulder Dragon. Again, I really like the archetype, but Bezerk Boulder Dragon is kind of where it gets let down. I like the fact that he has high power and health, but his ability makes him worse. Good balancing there. However, I think his artwork's kind of bad. I'm going to put him also in D tier. Although this might change. We've got some new Boulder Dragon cards coming out, so that could change. Next up, set 3. And with the release of set 3, that brought the introduction of Chaos Beasties. Pterokon was the first one, so it'll always have a special place in my heart. Nicknamed the Elite Wildwing. You guys seem to love it. It's a great card for Rokah. Kicking off the Chaos Beasts, I think I'm putting it straight up in A tier. Next up, another Chaos Beast, Cerberam of Sindell. Arguably the strongest creature in the entire game. Sindell's definitely the strongest planet, and this is one of the best cards in it. I love the artwork. My only actual qualm with this is that it might be too strong. It's a very meta-defining card. And now when I'm making cards for Sindell, I do have to consider like making them weaker because of this card alone. But really strong nonetheless. Really great card. I'm also putting him in A tier. Stalius of Sindian, the third Chaos Beast. I'd have to say this is my least favourite out of the three in set 3. Although the artwork is fantastic, I think that bumps it up in my opinion. It's kind of a less exciting version of the other two. 470 health is great, I think its stats are good, and its artwork is cool, but I'm going to put him in B tier. Or her. I can't remember if Stalius is a guy or girl. Comment down below. Next up, Warphole Jetpack. A really strong attachment card. I love this card. It's a really good tech choice and fun to pull off interesting combos with. I'm a big fan of the artwork too. Whenever I get a set 3 pack and open this card, I'm always happy. I'm going to give this an A tier status. It's currently limited to 1 on the ban list too, but I could see it coming off in the future. We'll see. Next up, Homing Seeker. Kind of a random card. I'd say this is probably like one of the most forgettable cards in this video. It's a really interesting ability letting you redirect attachment cards, like forcing your opponent to play a KO or Ice Elixir on their own card is fun. However, the card never really saw play and the artwork's kind of basic. I'm going to put that in D tier. I'd say D tier are like not cards that I hate. I just like think they're a bit of a waste of a really rare. And that rounds off set 3. The next products released for the next cards released for the game are the Sindian and Sindell starter deck. Yangelion, really fun card. It made the planet Sindian a whole lot better, whether you're using like a Drangel deck, Utopanons or anything. Fun card, good balanced stats. My one thing is I'm not super keen on the artwork. I thought it was a lot cooler in theory. I like that he's carrying the little weak Sindian creatures in his hands. I really like the card, but I think its artwork just brings it below A tier. So it's a high B for Yangelion. You're going in there next to Stalius, your Chaos Beast. We then have Ghatomic Ghi. Ghatomics are one of my favourite archetypes in the game. I had such a good time drawing this card. I love all like the mutant-y textures and tentacles and things. Really like drawing this card. And it's a good card. It sees competitive play a lot of the time. Sindell decks like it. The colour scheme I think is great. I'm going to put it in A tier. Even though it has no ability and probably isn't like the most interesting card in the game. A tier is getting pretty crowded. Next up, Infernix of Sheos. The Sheos Chaos Beast. One of the only cards in the game with 500 power, which I think is really cool. I like its ability of bringing back your killed 4-star Sheos creatures. It's got to be one of my favourite Chaos Beasts. Like the fire around it I think looks really cool. I'm going to put him in S tier. I love Infernix. We then have Kabultimate. I love the Kabonk archetype. Artwork wise, I think they're fantastic. However, their boss isn't super strong, and although his artwork is cool, it's not as good as the basic Kabonks, I don't think. I still need to play around with these guys more, and the archetype isn't finished. I want to make a few more cards for it. So I'll give Kabultimate the benefit of the doubt. So I'm going to put it in C tier. More set 5 stuff. Back onto the Chaos Beasts now with Beratys. 400... Did I give it? I thought he had 500. Anyway, in my top 5 artworks in the entire game, I love this card. Gaios is a super strong planet, and I think this card is really cool. The only thing that brings it down is its ability slightly. It's definitely one of the weaker Chaos Beasts ability-wise. Although I love the art, I'm going to put him in A tier. Damn, we're going to fill up A tier at this rate. We've then got Kranchon of Palicium. The cover card for set 4. Again, one of the few cards with 500 power and one of the most like anticipated cards in the game. I love how it's a follow-on from the original Kranchon. And the artwork I think is just improved in every way. Love the ability of letting you, when it's killed, you just get to swarm the field with loads of weak Palicium creatures. I'm going to put him in S tier. Next up, Chroarok Comet. Really simple card. Kill a zoned resource or attachment card. I like this card. I like the artwork. The colours in it I think are really cool. Chroarok is like a material in the galaxy that's been used on a few cards now, and I really like that I've added that to the game. Kind of boring though. Like, you never want to open a pack and just be like, meh, I've just got a card that kills one resource. I'm going to put it in C tier. Next up, Nightmare Matter, the cousin of Phantom Matter. I like the artwork for this card. I like the template. I think weirdly purple, green and orange go together when I didn't think they would. However, the card's not great. When I made it, I thought it was going to be a really strong card, help out weaker creatures, but I've tried using it in some games and it's just not that great. The artwork's good, but not overwhelming. I'm going to put it in... is it worth D tier? Yeah, I think it's D tier. High D, very high D tier. I don't think it's on the same level as Homing Seeker. Next up, so that's set 4 done. We've only got 2 cards left. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move Homing Seeker to F tier. It's not a great card. I think Elite Drangel and Nightmare Matter deserve to be on a better tier than that. So next up, we have Dark Matter Dustrog. Another card related to Phantom Matter. I guess that's why Phantom Matter just needs the S tier status. A really strong card for an archetype that is super interesting, I think, and also just kind of can be used generically too in Rokah. It changed the way Rokah plays, really strong power stat, but the health kind of gives it a weakness too. I like the artwork. It came out just as scary as I wanted, with his big face and little creepy head on top as well. I think it's a great card. And the best starter deck boss since Sheosian Lava Behemoth. I don't think it's S tier though. I'm gonna give it A tier. And the final card for the video, we're up to date now. This is the boss card from deck 8, the creations of Tekla, and it's Stakron. Kind of weird, it's not really your usual starter deck boss, and it only works with combiner cards, so it's super situational. It doesn't see much play. I love the artwork for it, but aside from that, that's kind of where it ends for me with Stakron. So I'm going to put him in C tier. So that's my full list. Pretty happy with that. If I zoom, oh, you can't really see them when I zoom in. F tier, we've got Parallel Universe and Homing Seeker. D tier, we've got Elite Drangel, Uuram, King of the Night Jungle, Bezerk, Boulder, Dragon, and Nightmare Matter. C tier, we've got Tonexx, Divine Doom, Kabultimate, Chroarok Comet, and Stakron. B tier, we've got Aubade Commander, Supernova, Stalius of Sindian. Which, is that kind of unfair? No, I think it is my least favourite Chaos Beast. It's the only one in B tier. And Yangelion. A, we've got Humungous Ancient Rockman, Zettoray Mantalossus, Inffiknight, Pterokon of Rokah, Cerberam of Sindell, Warphole Jetpack, Ghatomic Ghi, Beratys of Gaios, and Dark Matter Dustrog. And then S tier, my 5 favourite really rares in the game. And these have got to be 5 of my favourite cards in the entire game. I think a lot of really rares I actually prefer to some of the ridiculously rares, which are the toughest cards to get in booster packs. I'd say at least 3 of these are in like my top 10 favourite cards in the entire game. We've got Phantom Matter, Sheosian Lava Behemoth, Beast of the Black Hole, Infernix of Sheos, and Kranchon of Palicium. So, thanks for watching. This has been another tier list. Woo, bring you to the front. For the Chaos Galaxy. All 28 really rare cards in the game ranked by tier. Let me know what your favourite really rare cards are in the Chaos Galaxy. I'll put all their names in the description so you can have a look and decide for yourself. Let me know what your favourite is in the comments. I don't really expect you guys to type out your entire lists in the comments section. But if you have a favourite card from this video, then let me know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Or let me know if there's anything you think I got massively wrong. Let me know if you think Homing Seeker is your favourite card in the game and should be an S. And let me know if you hate Sheosian Lava Behemoth or something. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Chaos Galaxy TCG. Join the Chaos Galaxy Discord. There'll be a link in the description. And if you want to get your hands on any of these cards, there'll be links to the online store in the description too. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.